What's going on, cats and kittens? It's your boy D Davis, Mr. 360 Live and Indirect, back at your neck with sports talking bull stuff. Uh, Reporting live after SmackDown on 8 9 24. And I'm just going to let you know that the show needs to do more for me to watch and peep what's in store. Because I really wasn't checking for it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Cody, he ain't it, man. I keep saying, man, that dude ain't got no personality. None at all. Zero personality. I I know he's very well rehearsed and he's a theater kid. So all the stuff that he says, his promos, mostly sounds like he's in that trailer or he's on that bus, just going over his lines over and over again, trying to perfect it. But it doesn't flow naturally, like Dusty. It's a shame too, because it pushes him so well. I think wrestling historians would equate this to Bob Backlund's, or the end of Bob Backlund's run as WWF or WWF champion, because he started WWF and then ended as WWF champion, I believe. But yeah, the product at that time was so strong that even though Bob Backlund was getting, he was not receiving the love that he received 5 years prior when he first won it, or 2 years into his championship, or 3 years into his championship reign. But the fans were sick of him because he was very vanilla, and they pushed the hell out of him, even though he's vanilla. But Bob Backlund was fairly decent in the ring. Bob Backlund was good in the ring. Strong wrestling style, amateurish. It looked real. So that's what Bob Backlund was, and Cody ain't that. Cody ain't no Bob Backlund. Just gonna let you know that Cody ain't Bob Backlund, because when Bob Backlund got crazy in 94, 95, Bob Backlund was entertaining. So I don't think Cody can be as entertaining as Bob Backlund was in 94, 95 when he went crazy. That was some good shit. And he damn sure ain't as good as Bob Backlund was in the ring. So all that stuff they doing with Kevin Owens and all that, and the new bloodline 2.0, whatever, man. I'm sure Kevin Owens and Cody will have a nice match, and it probably will get interrupted by a bloodline member, and then that will advance the story. But I ain't checking for Cody on a mic, man. And real talk, I had pressed the button on the TV, and it went to antenna TV, and the Jeffersons was on, and I knew then the SmackDown review wasn't gonna be much of shit, because I was watching the Jeffersons for what match was it? The dudes with the red cups. Dudes with the red cups, yes, them, and somebody else. It was a cool match from what I saw of it, but a lot of this stuff just isn't entertaining. It was a good match, it entertained the crowd in the building, which is a very good thing. And they got the backstage segments that it just seems so fake and choreographed and staged, and nothing feels authentic from those performers, that are most of them that are doing these backstage segments. So, um, first hour of SmackDown, I really wasn't checking for because Jefferson's was on 2 episodes back to back. So, yeah, Lionel was he was a little bit ashamed of George because George he didn't graduate high school. And Lionel was sent off to college, and all his friends were all his friends' parents had hoity-toity degrees and Magnum cum laude and all that. So that was a good episode. But yeah, I did check back in for LA Knight because I think LA Knight he has personality, which you need in professional wrestling. They pushing all these people that may be good in the ring. They all do the same. They all have the same matches. They basically do the same moves. They're all clearing off the announce table to put their opponent on it to do something. I don't know how good in the ring they are when they're all having the exact same match. Most of them are having the exact same match. Tell me how good in the ring are they? They're safe for. There's WWE guys are safer in the ring for the most part than WWE. Somebody gonna die in that ring. What are these WWE too? With these ladder matches, don't get me started on that. But LA Knight, he hyped the crowd up, cut a good promo, and then Santos Escobar, I think, came out. Boy, that crowd booed the shit out of him because he can't talk. And that little promo he rehearsed didn't sound believable whatsoever. Fans booed the shit out of him. I enjoy because the fans, the reason that the product has gotten so bad is because the fans accept anything. I'm not one of those fans that accept anything, and I do these reviews and it hurts me sometimes. It's been hurting me the last 2 times I've done SmackDown and Raw. I don't know how many of these y'all gonna get, but the wrestling product I see gets views. So I guess I gotta whore myself out, prostitute myself for the views. I'm no better than anybody else. Try to be right, try to be just. But me too. I too. Even I. I'm prostituting for clicks and shit. Anyway, Andrade, I don't know what they call him now. I think Andrade and Santos, they had a good match. A solid match. And Santos won by interference, cheating, which I like. Heels, cheat. Referees enforce the rules of the match so that when heels break the rules, it's more impactful. Don't get me started. I'm a lapsed wrestling enthusiast because the WWE product, it just, it's like a soap opera. It doesn't need to be a soap opera. Pro wrestling itself done right is a soap opera for men. They don't need to add all this extra shit in. They don't need to be as dramatic as they are. The backstage segments, the person doesn't have to look off into nowhere before the commercial break. Why does this happen every week? Why? Stop it, WWE. Stop it, Triple H. Let the Vince stuff, let that go. It's a new era in WWE. Don't resort to the same shit that drove many off. Improve that stuff. Those backstage segments. Put people on the mic that can actually talk and have personality. People who the fans really want to see. I mean, they got Cody as the world champion, and you see how dry he is. Whatever. I think I skipped the segment. I think Bianca Belair and Jade, they had a match. They did some shit. Something was going on. I'm pretty sure that happened before LA Knight came in. I think it happened before LA Knight came in. But do all the women in WWE need to dress like strippers? I mean, I like a little something appeasing to the eye, but Jade and Bianca and Naomi, they dressing like strippers. And the other girls they was with, they dressing like strippers. Then I saw a backstage segment with Tiffany Stratton and some other girls who I don't know, NXT girls. And they looking like tacky strippers, dressed like tacky strippers. I'm all for beautiful women, looking beautiful, but can we have a little tact? Just a little bit. What else happened? Solo. No, something happened before that. Oh, DIY. That's more. I guess they're good in the ring. They wrestled somebody, wrestled some team. Grayson Waller and Apollo Creed. They wrestled some team. They won. I checked out of SmackDown. And what the fuck did Apollo Creed do? He beat John Cena at a WrestleMania a couple years ago. He takes every loss. He must have been popping hella shit to Triple H in the back. Vince must have gave him the green light to just go crazy, because he takes every loss. Roman Reigns came back, and him and Solo Sikoa, they didn't really get it. They got into it, but Roman Reigns does what Roman Reigns do. Roman Reigns did what Roman Reigns usually does, which is the same shit over and over again. Spear, Superman punch, spear through the barrier. If you've seen one Roman Reigns match, you've seen them all. And the fact that he kept the belt for 4 years, that's a total indictment of WWE, because they didn't build anybody credible in that time. They booked a couple people credible, but for the most part, nobody was credible to get that belt up off of him. Until the last year. Last maybe 18 months, like they started building people, but that's an empty title run. WWE could rewrite history all they want, and they're blowing Roman Reigns for his title run, and John Cena is the greatest wrestler of all time. The one thing you cannot say about me is that I am a WWE writer, because I used to be. back in the day. And I've seen the quality, the product, quality of the product decrease drastically, greatly, and it has affected the entire wrestling business. So, uh, I was impressed by the build to SummerSlam. Um, but these shows after SummerSlam, I feel like you gotta come with some fire, keep the momentum going. And they've had their bright spots. I'm not gonna totally shit on on the two shows, but Raw was a B minus, B minus show. SmackDown C plus, son. I grade on a. I ain't these teachers that give you curves and shit. Nah, son. You on TV? You want to entertain people? I'm taking my money. $12.99, $13.99, however much Peacock costs. I only have Peacock just to watch wrestling. It's a good deal. But I'm not going to mark out over every little thing they do. Another problem I have with wrestling over the last 15 years, maybe 20 years, but the last 15, these over exaggerated fans in the crowd. Come on, man. Like, of course, there's some things she's oh shit for, but like the exaggerated faces, like, stop it. You cannot be so excited or thrilled by the thing happening over and over again. There's nothing new or revolutionary that's happening in these wrestling matches or these wrestling shows. Stop it. Get it together. And I would say I would accept that if it came from children. Unfortunately, it ain't children having these reactions. It's grown ass adults. I know I may have come off negative in this SummerSlam review. SummerSlam 8/9/24 review. I know. But it is what it is. Because I feel that when I was growing up, something was on TV, it usually was good. Or not bad. You didn't waste the viewer's time. This is another thing about WWE, which I will never go to a Raw or a SmackDown. I would never go to a Raw or SmackDown because they totally shit on the live audience. Totally shit on them. When you have people come out, I think they had, this happens all the time, multiple times throughout the shows, they'll have people come out, have this huge entrance for people, then go to commercial break. 2 minutes pass by in the commercial break. They get back to the program. They cut a promo for somebody else. Then go to a backstage segment. All the while the person that's been in the ring for the last 6 minutes in front of the live audience, what the fuck are they doing out there? They better be throwing out cash for me to sit and watch that and endure it as somebody that pays money. People pay their hard-earned money for bullshit. I can't do it. If you ever catch me at a WWE product, it's gonna be at a pay-per-view where they ain't wasting too much time on bullshit. But that's been my review of SmackDown. I don't know how many or how much of this I'm gonna do, but if I keep more viewers, I'm gonna have to do it. So begrudgingly, I'll have to do it. But yeah, this has been the SmackDown review. Uh, D Davis, aka Mr. 360, uh, sports talk and bull stuff. I'm out this big.